Hopefully my voice keeps going. We'll see. Right on. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Saloon, a special Saloon episode, because we finally got an announcement for a trailer for GTA 6. Here again with Cam Nuggets. Welcome, man. Yeah, it's been a little while. We did this, what, was it a month ago, 2 months ago? I know, man. Hello, Luke. Hope you're doing good, my dude. I know he's excited for GTA. We talk about it quite a bit. Hey, Diego. How you doing, buddy? Welcome. Here, let me put something on. I meant to do that. Here. Yeah. Ooh, thanks, man. I wouldn't expect it. I just looked at it. I was like, oh, shit, that happened quick. No. You can't hear. 1 second here, man. You sound good to me, but I'm not getting any desktop audio from you. Say something else. Oh, my gosh. I love these technical issues. Okay, I got desktop audio on. 1 second here. Properties. Let me try this. I switched over to Streamlabs from OBS. Okay, 1 second here. I'm going to see how. Source. That might be what it is. Well, yeah, because I should be getting the the audio pretty easy. I haven't had this. Yeah, and you're coming through my desktop audio, so I should be getting you like that. But I'm going to try for this source audio output capture desktop. Let's try that. Okay, so it's got that. I know, right? I know it sounds like I'm talking to myself, but I promise I'm not. Let me try adding this. Try adding Discord as an application. Let me see here. Thank you for your patience, folks. Like audio output capture. Should be. Let's try this.
Test. I'll just say test and see if I can hear myself.
Hey, I think we're good. Say something again.
Something again.
Yeah, we should be able to hear Cam.
Let's see.
Yeah, the audio levels look appropriate.
Okay, cool. I'm watching the replay, so I'm trying to see if I can hear myself.
Friggin' technology. You can tell I usually do a podcast once a year. That's it.
Right. Yeah, I can hear myself. I can hear myself.
We get a lot of echoes?
It might. Oh, it's probably because he's just watching a
How's
replay.
That? I just adjusted it, Luke. One more adjustment, I think. Say something else.
Yeah, hey. Yeah, usually if you watch yourself or listen to your own output, it's gonna like make an echo.
I think I got it fixed. One of the reasons looked like there was a couple sources added that was like duplicating stuff, but I think we are good with the one source that is just you. Yes, now
awesome.
We're up and going. Thank you again
now
for your
we're
patience.
ready. So you're gonna have to save this like template.
I know, right? Yeah, definitely. I know I switched again from OBS to Streamlabs since then. So GTA 6 announcement.
It's here.
That is pretty wild, right?
The day has finally come.
What do you think about it? Do you think it's think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be horrible.
You think
no,
it's
I'm joking.
Their announcement with the next GTA game is not the GTA game we're expecting. It's the release on the Switch. Imagine that.
Right, that's what it is. Because they didn't say, the next GTA like in the mainline series. They just said the next Grand Theft Auto game.
What do you?
Could be the the PSVR 2 version
Oh
coming out.
my gosh.
There we go.
Yeah, gotta get 5 on mobile. Let's go back to San Andreas again.
Heck yeah, about time. Bring it on back.
So, do you think it's gonna be in 2024 the best game to come out? And do you think it's gonna come out in 2024? I guess.
I feel like it's going to come out in 2025. Like this is the Rockstar way at this point. They announce the game, it gets delayed a few months, and then like a year, and then I feel like it's going to suffer from what Red Dead did, where it's going to be an amazing game with like an amazing story, but there's going to be certain people who are like, oh yeah, this is too realistic. Like I don't like, this element, this feature.
Yep.
And that's going to kind of make the game suffer a bit to those players at least, but I think it's going to be easily like a 9 or 10.
Yeah, it's going to be very good. Imagine if it got a 7. Got the old Starfield
Right. Oh, man. Rockstar's done.
Oh, yeah. They're going to make a pile of money either way.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a question. Do you think the man that is parading around as Jason is actually Jason?
I don't know. I feel like if he was Jason, he'd be in prison because Rockstar doesn't play when it comes to those NDAs.
No, I have no idea what kind of flexibility he might have with one.
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe they're going away from, in GTA 5 and Red Dead where they've mocapped the face actors as well, or maybe the voice actor is different from the face actor.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's possible, like in Alan Wake 2. If I'm not mistaken, the dude that plays Alan Wake is not the same guy that actually voices Alan Wake, although the shit looks really real.
Right.
And, like incredibly real.
Yeah, who knows? I feel like what's his name? The Franklin actor and the guy who's role playing as Jason, I feel like they're not involved with the game.
No.
Because if they were, then they would be in court.
Oh, yeah, possibly. Do you think we're going to see Michael DeSanta at all in this?
I would like to see him. I would like to see many references.
We do know at least one reference from the leaks.
Which
you
one?
probably know this one, that it looks to take place after the events of GTA 5 because there's reference in a conversation about the owner of Life Invader being killed, I think.
Nice. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome if maybe like the beginning part, how in GTA 5 you started in North Yankton.
Yeah.
Maybe in 6 it'll take place in like 2013 when all that's going on.
Yeah.
And then it flash forwards. That would be pretty dope.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some random clips there. I don't know what game that's from. But I know
we got some Max Payne.
we did have some Max Payne, but I did a little switch over to some next GTA games.
Oh, there we go.
We're just joking, Diego. Nothing on the PSVR. We're not gonna see. That's not gonna be Rockstar's big announcement. Imagine if Sam Houser did that.
It's the Switch version, not VR.
Here's something weird. Do you think they're gonna announce it at the Game Awards?
Well, I already know the trailer's coming in December. They said that
early December, didn't they? Were they specific with that?
Yeah, early December. They're probably gonna wait for my birthday, which is on December 4th.
That's kind of them.
How nice
Daddy
of them.
Strauss.
Sending me a free copy as well. No, I would like to see more. Or I don't know. Honestly, I don't. Because if they end up showing more, then that means it's gonna suck to wait longer and longer and longer,
Yep. I agree. And Luke, this stream shouldn't get taken down. This content is directly from a video that has been, tested through the YouTube.
Well, yeah, that was just a mod for GTA 4. So
absolutely, man.
Okay.
Just a GTA mod. I know on the screen right now is actually a map comparison made by a really great YouTuber. I mean, it's called Basement Gaming Bros. They do a lot of really cool mapping and analytics, but they took everything they could from the leaks, and they couldn't map out much from the map. It's not that leak nonsense could have seen on Twitter.
Yeah.
They mapped out the little bits that they could really make sense of. And it's looking like it's going to be, from a scale standpoint, the map's likely going to be big. Do you
There we
remember
go.
the Project Americas leak? I think we were talking about that for a second earlier.
Yeah, I remember hearing something about that, and they even mentioned like there's gonna be like flashback scenes from like the 80s or something like that. If that's from the same leaks that I remember reading.
That shit would be wild, like if it was flashbacks or different regions. One thing I
Yeah,
hope...
I definitely wouldn't mind that. You know, kind of like what we got with North Yankton or with Guarma. I don't mind that.
Not at all. Not at all. I think other things to notice from the leaks is there's mechanics like crawling. So it kind of gives me that Max Payne vibe. Even though you couldn't really crawl, I think you could go prone.
Yeah.
But you know, it'd definitely be cool to crawl. Do you think it'll be more successful 10 years later than GTA 5?
Oh yeah, easily.
What are the things
We
that
have.
would make it successful? Like the 5 years down the road or 10 years down the road?
Oh, you're saying like in 5 years after GTA 6 comes out?
Yeah, well, yeah, we know it's gonna probably break GTA 5 sales records.
Yeah. Oh, I think it really depends on how the game is, but I do. It's obvious that they're going to definitely capitalize on GTA Online, and if that means that they'll have to suffer or, take out some of the realism elements and whatnot, to get more flying bikes and 500 jets and things like that, they will.
Here's my thoughts. I think they're gonna do what you said. They're gonna capitalize as much on GTA Online 2, but I think they're gonna add a way for people to spend money that don't want to play like that traditional GTA Online experience.
Oh yeah, I feel that. I think they are going to definitely incorporate like crossplay,
Yeah.
cross progression. I would hope, because that kind of screwed me up because I hopped from like 360 to PS4 to PS5, and my whole characters were all screwy.
Oh man, it's so wild to think that was so long ago.
Yeah, it really time flew.
You know, a buddy of mine, and funny enough, most of the people on my Twitter are people I met in the gaming community, but it's one of my in real life friends. He's like, I was just thinking that the night that came out, we drove by GameStop. We were gonna stop in, and we saw the line. We're like, "Fuck this! We'll wait a few days."
Oh yeah,
but it feels like yesterday. It really does.
It really does. I remember, the day I got off of school. I was like I was probably eighth grade, or ninth grade. That was way back. And I got the game. Me and my friends all got on an Xbox 360 party. And we were playing, having a good time, man. It was great.
Oh, what a game! What a freaking game!
I still feel like it's insane how it's such a well-made game to this day.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can say like, oh, the graphics are definitely 2013.
But on next gen systems, it looks pretty good.
Oh yeah, because it's basically like max PC at that point, and like a few more upgrades. But in terms of the game itself, like it's almost no bugs, no glitches. Like unless if you purposely try to like, break the game, of course.
Here's where I could see them trying to make some money: is offering similar levels of microtransactions in the story mode as you can get online. So kind of picture this. You could play through entire story mode, not spend a cent, and have an awesome time. Or if you want the special livery, or I'm saying liveries, it sounds so much like Red Dead, but like color of a car for your story mode, you could pay X amount of dollars. Or customization like that.
Yeah, we'll see when the pre-order bonuses come out. If the game has like 19 different special editions with like 7 different costumes for Lucia and like an exclusive bikini you can only get from this deluxe edition.
Watch the names not even be Jason and Lucia.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, I'm so excited to actually play as Lucia, because it's like, first off, I'm not the kind of guy who freaks out like, oh, woman, I don't want to play as that. Yeah. Like, I don't mind it. It's cool. But a hot woman? Now that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
And then if they end up, bait and switching us, and at the end, like, they look like completely different people. Like, instead, Jason ends up being like a black guy and Lucia's like a white lady, I'll be like, dang, they got us.
Oh my gosh, that'd be funny. I wonder if they're going to open up pre-orders when the trailer comes out. Did they for Red Dead?
I'm sure
I don't
some
remember.
Companies will. They'll put up a box that says GTA 6 on it.
Oh my god.
No content, just a box for $60. Yeah, bro, Luke. That game's gonna have physics and everything. I'm gonna be going bananas.
Oh, the modding community will go
Oh
crazy.
man, day one. Nah, I hope it's on PC day one.
I hope
I'm
so
sick of the
too.
whole. I'm sick of that 1 year, 2 year console exclusivity.
But I guess like I'm excited. Like it's each game has been, if you kind of think of each GTA game, you had the first one. I remember playing
Yeah.
the first one and it being pretty badass, something innovative. It's not anything like we have now, but it was like, oh wow, I can drive around and kill people. That was pretty novel for a video game at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then moving on to 3, where you had the 3D world, the open world where you could do just about anything.
Oh yeah.
And then continuing to build on that with San Andreas and such. And then 4 was something a little different and gritty and real. They moved. I like 4.
I'm with you. I definitely feel like the Project America's things seem more realistic than not, because that's the only thing I can really think that would make GTA 6 like different than any other game, like being able to go to different states and like different parts of the world,
Yeah,
and do different heists and all this other cool stuff.
and it's like I don't really have a big interest in playing GTA Online 2. I didn't like GTA Online 1, but
Not at all.
what I would like, and I think this is I don't want to say there's a good side to live service because it's such a nasty word, but I do like when single player games are continually supported through updates or good quality expansions.
Oh, definitely.
Like, it makes such a big difference. Imagine if GTA 5, over the first 5 years of its release, there was 2 or 3 large DLCs equivalent to the size of what they did before. Like, if you think of Phantom Liberty, like the size of that
they
expansion.
could have easily did that.
Those were planned. If you look at the
Well,
OG
not even that,
box,
just- Yeah, just the content alone, like in terms of like, yeah, it's not going to make as much money as, let's say, they spend like a day to make a jet and sell it for 5 million shark cards,
Yeah.
But in terms of like the game's lifespan, like they would have had more people rushing to like get the story mode and get the new story mode add-on and see what new Easter eggs and secrets and money guides and all kinds of cool stuff. But they were like, you know what? Nah.
No, I think they'll do both. That's kind of what I think they'll go for.
I hope.
I do. I enjoy that. Now, something that people won't enjoy, and what I think is going to be a punch to the face for a lot of folks, is Red M and 5M. Luke, I'm not sure if you saw this, but Strauss is talking about how they're going to monetize that. What I interpret that from is, how are we going to stop people making servers and making money off this? Because they are making money. Some of them are. Some of them aren't. Some of them spend money because there's costs
I
associated.
see this as a win-loss. I see this as something like Roblox, where you'll pay Rockstar to host a server. You'll follow some basic copyright rules and whatnot. And then from that point, players in your server will have access to like buy passes and cars, guns, and Rockstar will get a cut, server owners get a cut, something like that.
Maybe that's the model they'll go after. Because
and that's honestly, that's the best model I see. Like, I feel like at that point it's like, okay, like if you don't want to pay, you still can enjoy it. I mean, if you ever end up joining a server that like, the admins are abusive or trolling, hopefully there's a way you can like report them straight to Rockstar, something like that. Like, if this ends up being what it is, just like a server browser where, let's say you don't want to play GTA Online and get blown up by, motorcycle bikes with rockets.
Yeah.
You can just hop into a server that's like realism mode, and then have some fun.
Well, that's what we'll probably be in. I could see them wanting to really integrate this within like the console ecosystem. If there's a way to do it. I don't know if there is or how.
I feel like that's where the cross play element will definitely have to come in.
Mm-hmm. That's such a good point, man. Crossplay. I hope they have it.
And if they do, it would probably have to be between Xbox, PS5 and stuff, or Xbox and PC, because PS5 doesn't let you download like outside sources.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember with Skyrim when they had modding.
Yeah.
PS5, they couldn't download like textures and models. They could only download things that change code pretty much.
Yeah, like it was limited modding, but it was available. So hopefully they'll have that.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I'm curious about is the difference between, if we take a look at, oh, hold on here. I don't know why I'm not getting this one here. I was trying to bring up another video, but like we saw it earlier with GTA, the next GTA game, the leaks that we've seen. What's going to be the difference between that and the end product?
Yeah, that's fair. I do wonder the same thing, because I'm sure a lot of what they were working on with those leaks, that could have been leaks from years ago. You know what I mean?
Honestly. Yeah.
Literally everything in those leaks could be gone. They could change the whole map, the whole world. Everything is gone.
Yes, yeah, they could. Yes.
For all we know, Lucia and what's his name? They could just be customizable characters. For all we know, we don't know anything.
Maybe. Yo, so effing sinister. Consoles only. You don't want to get followed 24/7.
Oh yeah, fair.
Yeah, I get you, man. I get you. We're gonna see what happens. So we know it's gonna be announced, sometime early December. It'd be kind of funny if they did it the same night as the Game Awards, just on YouTube.
Right.
No reference to it. Like
everyone at the Game Awards has no signal to watch it either.
I think it's gonna be good. It's so anticipated. But what if it's not that great, man? Like that's gonna be. Man. What if it's not when I say not that great, this can't be getting no 7 from IGN. Like people will lose their shit. It's gonna be like. To meet the lofty expectations, it's gonna be real fucking good.
Yeah, I feel like it can't not be good. The amount of time they've spent on it, when it comes to, Red Dead Remaster or whatever you want to call that, or GTA Trilogy, those were little projects that they gave to other teams.
Yeah.
Just
like outsourcers and shit, yeah.
Yeah. But when it comes to the main Rockstar themselves, they can't make a bad product. They just...
Well, it's money, right? It's brute force that only money can buy.
It's reputation.
Yeah.
They make GTA 6 good. All the bad from everything that's happened in the past years is gone.
Oh,
Everyone's going to forget GTA Online.
For years.
How bad everyone's going to forget shark cards were a thing, and GTA Plus was a thing. It's all GTA 6, baby.
Well, you know what? It's funny you mentioned the whole GTA Plus. I think that's going to continue to grow. If you looked at and their presentation today, they talked about that continuing to be like subscription models, continuing to be a path to their success. So I think that'll continue to grow. Talking about monetization of like RP servers, maybe that'll be part of it. With your GTA Plus subscription, you get this, and this.
I could see it. I could imagine that.
I mean, they could make a crazy amount of money, and sure, some people might be annoyed, but they'll still pay it. I mean, look at Final Fantasy 14. If they charged a monthly subscription to play the next GTA Online as well,
yeah, they would.
Oh yeah, and just think
do it.
If like millions of people are paying $10 a month, that's like quite a chunk of money for them, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And Luke said the leaks were dated as recent, a few days after the leaks were leaked. So yeah, I don't think they were that old, and they still looked really good. But looking at things like, what are other games going to look like at that time in 2025? Because right now my jaw's been dropped by Alan Wake 2. Playing through that, that's just friggin' like blown my mind. You might like or not like this type of game, but this and Cyberpunk with things like path tracing and ray tracing, which I can 99% guarantee the next GTA game will probably have, because I even think the upgraded next gen version of 5, which I think was to do get money, but B, to also kind of test out next gen capabilities. Like ray tracing and such that they added, to that. So we'll probably get that, probably get really good lighting. But my expectation for the game is to look as good as Alan Wake 2, but no better than Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, I feel like that's what Rockstar does. Rockstar likes to be the ones who, they'll drop a game every like 5 years or so, and it's the best game of that genre for the next 5 years.
I agree.
Like you can't really say there's any game out there right now that's similar to GTA 5. Like they hold that monopoly. Especially now that like Deep Silver, or Volition, they went out of business. There's no more Saints Row competition.
Well, yeah, for that open world kind of concept.
Yeah, totally, like if you want an open world crime game, all you got is Grand Theft Auto. Oh, maybe you had Watch Dogs until they ruined it with Legions.
Yeah, I heard that.
Done.
Yep. I heard that was actually a pretty tight game. Yo, Black Knight, welcome. Hope you're doing good. Thanks for dropping in.
Black Knight. But yeah, unless it's like Cyberpunk or, another RPG, again, you can't even like compare the two, Like Rockstar's just really they have their own genre.
Well, they really do. Like, and I've been a bigger Red Dead fan. I've always liked GTA, but Red Dead's been my jam. That's why I started a YouTube channel to start with. Did so much data mining with it, and really played the game for like years, and really probably slowed down the last year and a bit when I'm like, okay, this makes me happy, but it doesn't make me happy playing it every day like a madman.
Yeah, exactly.
What'd you do it for?
You're forcing yourself to, yeah.
But jumping in once in a while, like playing with friends like Luke and such, like we'll jump in, or we'll jump into Red M sometimes and just do some silly things. That's enjoyable. But what I'm hoping, one thing with GTA that I'd love to see is to incorporate some of the things I really liked about Red Dead with realism. Like, I like to be able to go into a rural area in the next GTA and go hunting. Like that would be cool. But we'll see. Things that I know from the leaks, there are animals. There's alligators.
Yeah. What I want to see, I hope, just to like help them out as well, is have customization features, like let you change like the speed of how, let's say your character's like walking through snow or something, let you like walk quicker, or if you want like an animation for every time you like skin an animal, like allow things like this to be changed.
Yes.
So people can, if someone wants to be like, the game's so slow, it's like, oh, cool. Well, you can change it. So I'll stop crying.
Yeah. Different difficulty modes would be kind of nice in a Rockstar game. I have mixed feelings on it. Like, it's kind of cool to have one. But if I'm not mistaken, most Rockstar games don't have difficulty modes. I feel Max Payne, I don't even know if Max Payne did. It might have, might not have, but...
Yeah, I don't think Max Payne did. I think Max Payne it kind of had its own difficulty where you could just randomly get headshotted and you die and stuff like that. Like, it had its own element of gameplay mixed with the difficulty.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was...
Which would be interesting to see return in GTA 6. Like, if you want to do a heist, put a helmet on or something, because if a cop shoots you, it's game over. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I wonder if the story mode will have a multiplayer element. Throwing back to San Andreas.
That would be cool.
I mean, it looks like there's two main characters. So
that would definitely be neat to like, have like a drop-in mechanic where if your friend hops in, like Lucia will just drive up like, hey, let's go.
Yeah, I would agree.
Or if they quit the game, like she'll just walk away like, all right, I'm gonna head out. Peace. And then just leaves.
If you had a wish list of 3 features for the next GTA game, what would they be?
Oh, man. I guess maybe like a club management type of system. Sounds dumb, but something where you can invest your time, money, upgrades, and like upgrade a club and become an owner of a club or maybe businesses. Something like what they have in GTA Online, just without the scummy like shark card elements and having to fight online players elements, but just something to do to like progress, I guess. I really like when games have elements like that.
Yeah.
What else? I guess maybe heists, but more just upfront heists. Like you don't have to like. It's not only 3 missions of the story. Like it's here's this bank. Let me call Jason. We'll
Yeah.
rob it real quick. Get our little team and just have all kinds of different stores and things you can rob, or people you can rob and targets and things like GTA 4. I know had targets.
Yeah.
I don't think they returned to GTA 5, which was whack. Even Saints Row, like 3 and 4, had like targets and VIPs to go after. What else?
Anything with combat?
Yeah, I think maybe for combat, I think Max Payne's system would be great.
Yeah, I agree. The diving is.
Yeah, diving. The way you carry your shotgun.
Yeah.
Or like carry your long gun and then have a holster to like put it on your back, or all that kind of stuff was super cool.
Yeah, it's such a shame because in most conversations I've heard from developers with Rockstar, which are really limited, but there's a couple YouTube ones out there. One example was they consider Max Payne a failure, or Max Payne 3, because they invested a lot of money in it, and it was almost where you said Rockstar does the open world game so well. It almost shown that they couldn't do a linear game to be super successful, even though I really liked it. I see the problems with it. Like, it was almost too linear and too boxed in. It didn't need to be open world, but it needed a bit more. But the combat was so good. And I think, I'm looking forward to... Because it's kind of weird. Rockstar bought the license to Max Payne. And they just licensed it back out to Remedy to remake Max Payne 1 and 2, which I think is going to be really good. But yeah, I agree with you. The combat, if they could adopt some of those systems.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
One thing that GTA 5 did well is each main character had their own kind of like special skill. With Michael's whatever the hell. What was Michael's special skill? I know Franklin's was the driving, and Trevor's was like riot.
Michael's, dang.
Was it shooting? Did he have like Deadeye?
I think so.
Like Trevor went into like crazy mode. Franklin was like driving. See, I totally forget what Michael's superpower.
Let's see. Marksman ability, slow time. Yeah. I never even used that. I forgot all about it.
And you know what sucks? When slowing time kind of started to become kind of a newer thing in video games. I think Max Payne did it early. Same with Red Dead Redemption. But now it's such a common feature in like almost every game.
Oh yeah, I mean even Cyberpunk. You got Sandevastine.
Man, those Sandevastines are actually like crazy though. There's so many different ones, and you can do so much damage.
Oh yeah, I had to run that build. Just pull out my pull out my arms, my blade arms, and just start flying around the map. They don't even know it's coming.
That's a cool thing. Like, and we probably won't ever see this progression in the next GTA game. But if you look at Cyberpunk, where you start at from like level 1, your movement and your abilities, to like right now like level 56 or something. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, having the gym element return would be pretty cool. Like where you can actually go work out and get bigger and stronger.
Absolutely. Like
I mean, it kind of would work too because Jason is already kind of slim. If the pictures of him, people have seen are him.
Watch the bro's name just be like fucking Steve or something.
Right. They're gonna swap it up.
Steve and Marcia.
Yep, that's all it is. It's in the 80s.
Yeah, it'd be funny. We all
every time something leaks, they just change it. They're like, it can't leak if it doesn't happen.
Yeah. My top 3 would be like features. Finding that, because they can't just, in my opinion, I don't think they could just make like minor upgrades to GTA 5 and call it a day.
Yeah.
Like it has to set the standard that Rockstar games would be expected with a new release. I think they need to lean into the realism a bit more, make it feel a little bit more grounded, because I think that's almost like the Red Dead kind of element that would help me without compromising the overall fast pace. But I like the hunting, the realism with the guns, as opposed to pulling like 15 fucking guns out of your pocket. Like, having like, rifles kind of on you, or being able to carry a limited amount.
Yeah, I definitely think they would do that. Like, you'd have to buy holsters or something if you want to have like two pistols or an extra sidearm or something.
Yeah. What else? Let us go to fucking space. That's hardcore. No.
Oh yeah.
To the moon.
Yeah, let us just work in retail if we want. Like, I don't even want to do the missions. Like, let me just go. I'll go to like Burger Shot, and then I just forget I'm playing GTA and just start working a shift.
That'll be those RP servers.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure that probably already happening in them.
Probably.
What else? So I got realism is kind of a big one for me. Flying, I love flying, and if it's an expansive area, I mean, not much would beat having the freedom just go because it's cool in GTA 5 flying around, but the area seems pretty small.
Yeah, I agree.
I guess the biggest area in a video game, the biggest, most detailed area I've ever seen in a video game, because that was one of the coolest perks of Red Dead 2, where you had such an expansive area of biomes from swamps to rocky mounds to snowy mounds to desert to farmlands, whatever the modern equivalent of those type of biomes. That would be cool. Unlike GTA 5, where it felt like you had the city and you had some desert up north, I think. And there was like Mount what was the mountain's name? Not Mount Shan. That's Red Dead. Chiliad, yeah.
There we go. Yeah, I think it would be super cool to just have everything they can think of. Throw it in the game, please.
Like, make it massive. And the reason I'm saying make it massive is I think there's places for a good 10-hour game, 20-hour game, 30-hour game, 40-hour game to see everything you need to see. But I don't think the next GTA game's the place for that. I think it's going to be the most bombastic, monumentally detailed, massive thing we've seen to really move it. Like, where mysteries are still being solved 5 years later, as opposed to like everything being solved in the first year. Like, is there anything that has been solved for GTA?
I think everything's been solved for the most part, which sucks. Don't let us solve everything. Keep it coming.
Well, yeah, exactly. Those type of mysteries and the very kind of complex, ones that people have put together. It'd be cool for people to be able to keep discovering those.
Rockstar, they killed it with Red Dead 2. There are so many. Even to this day, like, people find, cut content or like something in the files, and they try to figure out what it is and link it to the in game.
Oh, so yeah, man. Cool. That's how I started my YouTube channel was data mining. I spent so much time digging up that shit.
I spent so much time just watching videos of it. It's awesome to learn. Like, oh, did you know that under this bridge is these guys who 5 hours earlier were mentioned, and if you paid attention during this part, you can find. I'm like, oh my god, that's so it's so dope that they even thought of that.
Here's a Red Dead theory I have that I hope maybe be proven real with the next GTA release, which I think Guarma was just practice for whatever tropical biome we're going to see in the next GTA game.
Oh, I'm with you. I think that they definitely tried that, and I feel like in GTA Online as well,
KO.
when you go to that other island.
It's a number of the same assets they use for it.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely are testing ways to incorporate these, and I feel like in GTA 6 they're gonna have an airport system and something you can travel across the world. Will be freaking dope.
Yeah, it's gonna be probably the biggest game. Well, not probably. It is gonna be the biggest game of the year. Rockstar is literally gonna make $1 billion in one day.
Oh yeah, easily. They have to.
Well, yeah, because I think GTA 5 made $800 million in the first day. I might be wrong. But it was pretty damn close to $1 billion.
If it comes out on consoles, PC, even if they make a Switch port where it's just like streaming the game kind of in like low resolution.
Yeah.
It's game over. It's selling billion.
Oh yeah,
more billion copies right there.
And I think even more because I think it's even more going to be more accessible to people than when GTA 5 came out. The main reason is there's been a big flip of digital sales versus physical sales.
Mm-hmm.
I think physical sales, of course, will still sell like hotcakes, but I think most of the sales will be digital, and I think they'll sell a lot more because of that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I hope that, what I do hope is that you could buy a physical copy of it. It has a map and the shit that you'd usually get with a GTA
Yeah,
game, and you don't have to buy a
do that,
collector's
I'm buying
edition.
it.
Yeah, like I hope you don't have to
Exactly.
buy a collector's edition to get because I just want a map. Give me a map.
Right. I want a map. Give me like a reversible cover or something like that.
Yep. Do
That's
you
all I
thi-
really need.
I wonder what. So they're near the end of developing GTA. Does Rockstar have any other games up its sleeve? You think?
Oh man. Probably some more ports or remasters. I
Yeah,
would
probably.
think. I know there's still rumblings of the GTA 4 port. And I feel like even though Red Dead 2 like kind of got shit on online,
Yeah.
I feel like it still sold pretty decently.
Oh yeah.
Not Red Dead 2, but Red Dead
One.
Remastered.
Oh yeah, yeah. It did for the the PlayStation and Switch. Yeah.
Yeah. Like people online, can say all they want about it, but it's still selling copies, so
Well, lets
it's
people
still a
have
win.
access to it that didn't have access to it before. So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even and then now that they added the 60 FPS mode, I'm not gonna lie, I bought it too.
they did nice.
You know,
I might get it down the road.
They finally put it on.
I love Red Dead, man, but I'm Red Deaded out.
Oh, I'm with you.
It's I spent so much time with the game. It's such a great story. I don't even want I want to see another Western game from Rockstar. I'd love to see that same world be part of it. But I think all the redemptions are done. Everyone's been redeemed that needs to be redeemed. If they added if they did like a next gen version with some additional content, I mean, cool and all. But I think the dream of Red Dead Online ever getting any sort of update is gone. That's done.
Oh yeah.
That
unfortunately.
yeah, we're not going to see anything really major. Might get returning outlaw passes, things like that. But that said, watching some Red Dead streams recently, I'm like, for the first time, it feels since it's come out, I'm like, that doesn't look that great. It looks good. Don't get me wrong, but since playing games like Alan Wake and even some horror games like Callisto Protocol, just the level of detail in games over the last year or two, or even Baldur's Gate 3, although a different game. The substantial amount of outcomes and things that can happen are jaw dropping.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree with you. Games are just upgrading, and it's hard to stay on one of those games. I've said the same about GTA Online.
Yeah.
I gave up. I gave up on that game a long time ago, and I just can't force myself to even try to care about it.
No, me either. Even I tried to jump in and just play solo, and I'm like,
yeah,
maybe if I played it from the start, I'd be into it. But it's there's it's bleeps and bloops going on, man. I don't give a shit about. It's just too much going on. Too much going on. So it's going to be refreshing as well. Again, something I'm looking forward to. I'm signed up for alpha testing too, and I hope we get approved. I got an email about the other day, which is everywhere. Like Leslie Benzie's kind of game creation game. Maybe someone will make something just as cool as the next GTA game, or a Red Dead Online type game. I don't know. But suppose that guy's pretty serious. I mean, was hugely responsible for the success of most of the GTAs as well as Red Dead Redemption.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. It would be. I mean, I do like to see all these different developers and stuff trying to do, games and whatnot, but it's hard. It's hard, more hard than ever to actually go and make a successful game that even can compete with all these others.
Well, yeah, because it's money, skills, and time.
Yeah.
I think at this point, I think Rockstar is a very good if you look at Glassdoor, everything, Rockstar's reviews to work there are really good. Another flip side is you see all these developer layoffs. I may be going crazy, but I don't remember Rockstar ever at least announcing layoffs.
Yeah, I agree with you. It might suck that they nickel and dime their customers with the shark cards and stuff, but at least their people are getting fed.
Well, yeah, and it wasn't always the case. I think the cup, and this is where some of the questions come up with Rockstar. I think is that after the release of Red Dead Redemption 2, there was the controversy about working conditions and things like that. And I guess that caused a lot of organizational change with a lot of leadership going. There's some pretty credible news stories about like, it being that kind of having that startup feel for way too long. Like, bringing the dudes to the strip clubs and, giving them unsolicited lap dances, not paying for lap dances, but the boss coming over and giving the dude an unsolicited lap dance. And that was like a straight up story, around some of the working culture. And I know there was recently another story around the development of GTA 6 that's a much different Rockstar. And that begs a good question. Do you think that the subject matter content, do you think people are going to call the next GTA game woke?
I don't think those people who say that stuff even play games, so it's irrelevant.
Yeah, I
but
agree.
They will for sure.
Yeah.
I think that those people just say everything's woke. I've made a video on Spider-Man 2. They were complaining Spider-Man 2 was woke because the character Black Cat was bisexual, even though in the comics she's also bisexual. So it's like these people get very passionate about things they know nothing about.
Yeah.
And if it's like, a random Twitter user, it's irrelevant. And if it's someone who's just doing it for like ad revenue, it's still irrelevant. Like, you don't care about anything you're saying. You're just hoping you get, a million impressions for saying something dumb.
Well, yeah, it's a way often like, it's a good topic of conversation. And yeah, BK, I agree that Rockstar needs some competition to push them to do better. I agree. Hopefully that competition is going to come internally with this next GTA game, because it's...
Oh, they would have had some competition if they made, if Saints Row reboot was actually what people wanted, but it wasn't. So
well, that's a good example. People would call that game woke, and what would make that game woke outside of like the stuff? Like when I think, here is the weirdest definition I have for I guess sometimes the interpretation of woke: stylized art style. It drives me nuts. But really, I don't even think I could really define it a whole lot in present games where it's been done. I think there's media like Willow would be a woke show that just did not, adding modern music, shit like that didn't really fly with me. I like the original movie a lot.
To me, woke is when you can tell the developers aren't like the rest of the population, which isn't a problem. But when it comes to IPs that, a majority of the population are going to play, it's kind of noticeable. Like in terms of Saints Row, the main characters are this like weird girl and like a nerdy guy, and then this like gay K-pop guy, which represent nobody. You know what I mean? With Franklin, you have like a black dude who lives in a bad area, represents probably a lot of black dudes who live in bad areas. Michael, who's like a rich guy who has family issues, probably represents a lot of people. Trevor's like this hillbilly dude, like games like that. Like even just when it comes to the main characters, you have to have characters that you can resonate with and understand, Yeah. In Saints Row, you had these like weird college dropouts who wanted to like rob 7-Eleven or something to get a toaster, and it was just cringe, and it was dumb from the beginning.
Yeah. It wasn't because of like, it had a black person in it, or it wasn't because of X, Y, and Z. It was because the content itself was
it's the
shitty.
Content. That's why when people are complaining about Spider-Man 2, it's fake outrage, because these people were saying like, oh my god, the game is so broken and unplayable because like 0.1% of people ran into a glitch and happened to screenshot it for Twitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, people are crazy. I know when you think of GTA and woke, the most current thing I think of is when they released the PS5 edition, they removed some of the content. When I say remove some of the content, I think it was just a few lines against people that were, I don't remember the content, so I might be misinterpreting it. It was either against trans characters or against a drag queen with something that Michael would say. And there
I
was
know
the people were upset.
I know they changed the line too. Trevor, he was like, "What's up, my N word?" Like he says that to Franklin in one scene, and they changed that like before the game was even released. So I don't know. I guess these are just probably changes just from a corporate stance. Like, yeah, it's funny, yeah, it's edgy, but is it worth it? You know?
Well, yeah, and one thing you have to consider is the gaming industry, and I don't know if a lot of people that complain about this know this. It is from an employment standard standpoint, it's an overrepresented market for
Yeah.
LGBT people. There's more, so I think they'd be
Oh
quite
yeah.
surprised at how many of their game developers are pretty gay
Well, I think
and don't want to make content that's going to be, hurtful to them. So
I think that's with any industry at this point. Like you have, while it sucks to say it, people who live good lives look for things like that to,
yeah,
you know, interest them. You know, let's say like you're rich and famous, you might be like, oh, I'm transgender, I identify, because it's like you just want to try something. You know, you have room to try something. Like if you're probably in Africa and you don't really have a lot going on, then you're probably not going to be worrying about like if your gender is right and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think with the next GTA game, I don't think this will be noticed as much because it's not like, there's going to be outrage for removing something. It'll be the absence of it just not being there, It's so you're not going to have
or
Trevor
the
dropping
inclusion
M-bombs.
of something.
Exactly. It's going to be the first GTA with a female protagonist. As far as we know, I mean, watch them just, again, bait switch. It has nothing to do with it.
Right, just choose it.
Yeah, it's Arthur Morgan's great-great-grandchild.
Again, that's the thing. The whole woke terms have lost all its meaning. It's the same as the other side that, will accuse everyone of being racist. Like,
oh yeah, exactly.
When you use a
man.
term, when you use a term like that, what's up, T-Mad? Welcome.
Hey, buddy. First Saloon guest right there, Mr. T-Mad. How you doing,
There
buddy?
he is. But when you begin to use a word like that, it loses its meaning, especially when you use it in bad faith.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like,
it becomes a blanket term for something that you don't like because it's different than you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you call a president you don't like, the funny mustache guy from Germany, like, okay, like
funny.
sure you can say you can say some people suck, blah blah blah, but at a certain point, people are going to be like, okay, now you're just kind of going crazy.
The good thing is, I think, with the next GTA game, I like offensive media. And when I say offensive, I'm using probably a pretty conservative term for it. I'm thinking like The Boys. Right. The Boys isn't offensive, but, it's extreme. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I like that type of shit, and I hope the next GTA game won't kind of lose the extreme element. Trevor was one of my favorite things. It was cool to have a psychopath as a character, I guess.
Right. Well, I feel like GTA explores these elements, but they also give these characters who are like offensive, they're just desserts, kind of.
Well, yeah, like the protagonists in GTA 5 were not like, boy, I liked Franklin, but you weren't really rooting for Michael that much.
Right. Or when it came to like side missions, there's a side missions where you have to go stop people at like the border, and at the end, like something bad happens to them. So it's kind of like,
it's like wrestling, man. You have the bad villain do something bad, but they'll usually get what they
get what they deserve at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's similar to South Park. Like South Park might make jokes about like Klansmen, but at the end they like get blown up or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, exactly. So what else do we have here? Do you think here's a question. Do you think the next GTA game will be called GTA 6?
I saw an interesting thing. Someone said it might be called GTA VICE.
Ooh.
Which kind of is like, oh, that makes sense.
Interesting.
Because, you have the 6 and then you have the CE, which it'll be in Florida, which a lot of people are saying, even from the leaks.
It's wild. We're probably not going to see the next GTA game after that until 2035.
Oh my God, we're going to be dead. I'm going to be dead. I don't care.
2035, 2040.
And that's exactly why they need to make Grand Theft Auto 6 the greatest game of all
So
time. Because
honestly, and
if
it
people, if people don't have a good game like that to play for 10 years, it's a wrap.
it is. I'm wondering if like T-Man Luke, I know you folks do some RPing. You looking forward to kind of the future of RP? Like, what's it going to look like 5 years from now in the next GTA game? Because you may be able to, if you kind of think of the DRB server, maybe a lot of that can be, maybe the world's so big and expansive that can be emulated in GTA 6. Maybe you can make a Wild Westy type area in it. I don't know. We're going to have to find out, but that's definitely it's going to move RP forward, especially if it's available kind of from the start. T-Mad says, I hope Rockstar maintains the reputation with past GTA games. Humor, memes with all the detailed good storylines. Yeah. Everyone's
I'm
moving
with you.
yeah, man. Everyone's moved like gaming forward in some way. Like 3 moved things forward from going from overhead, from 1 and 2 to like that 3D world. I think Vice City and San Andreas both respectively improved their storytelling. I think 4 did something a little different with a gritty sense of realism. And 5 brought a lot of really good ideas together to make an entertaining game that's endured for like a decade.
Oh yeah. The way I would like to see it, I would if they're going to go inclusive, I would like to see the inclusion be treated like everything else. Like, if they're gonna add like a gay character, let the other characters tease him, for being a little gay.
Like,
like if he's acting a little flamboyant, maybe one of the characters can be like, all right, bro, you're being a little weird.
it's interesting because I've always thought about, even though Rockstar's being half crazy, it's always been somewhat inclusive. Like, if you look at the characters, like having a CJ as a protagonist in 2001, maybe earlier than that, it was 2003, something like that, 4. That's a bold move. The dude that played Franklin, Sean, I forget how to pronounce his last name.
Fantano.
Yeah, that man's been shot a number of times.
Yeah,
like
he's one of the OGs.
Yeah, like he's lived it, man. And Rockstar's had a real good reputation with like diverse communities, from what I understand.
Oh yeah, I mean, 4 you had the best DLC of Grand Theft Auto is
the Ballad of Gay Tony.
Yeah. Ballad of Gay Tony, and they did that well because. Sure, he's a gay character, but it's not like they weren't trying to be annoying with it. He was just kind of like, hey, I'm gay. You're my bodyguard.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to those DLCs. And yeah, T-Mad, with Rockstar on board, with CFX, it is scary, but it's intriguing. You hope they hire or at least see what's possible by the devs. Yeah. They likely will have to hire to grow things. Yeah, I would be worried though, T-Mad, because Take-Two did a call today, and they did talk about their monetization of Red M and 5M. They're gonna take their money, and hopefully they're not at the expense of people that are spending money to keep the servers open and such. What happened there, Luke? You were playing Red M, or you playing Red Dead? Yeah, skinned a deer, and for a second I was confused why the deer pelt wasn't disappearing. Because that's what happens in Red M. Yeah, I get you, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens, though. My honest thoughts, man, is they're going to find a way to make the experience as good as it can be, but it's going to cost. They're also seeing people that are making money from it, and in some cases, I think significant amounts, and saying, "Hey, that's our money." Them buying it is really just acquisition to avoid litigation. Because it's not a far stretch of the memory when they sent like literal private detectives, Pinkertons, to one of the lead developers' houses and threatened them. So, I'm super skeptical. I'm super worried for the people that own and run it and the time and money that they've put in it. And I hope they're able to kind of continue to rock it. I know short term it's going to be fine. I'm thinking more long term. Is something to think about.
Yeah, they'll still be cutting down on those mods, T-Mad. They already said that they're getting rid of like all the custom mods based on real products and stuff from 5M, so
But it's a
So
good
it's a wrap. It's a wrap for all that.
it's a good time to start rolling with kind of what's coming in the future. You know, how do you make a Red M or a 5M server in the next GTA game and be ready to be one of the first people to do that? If I was
Right.
into that, that's where I would be thinking, because I think the current 5M Red M scene, well, at least 5M. I can't, like, Red M is going to be something totally different. I think there'll still always be that audience for that. But I think
Yeah.
the people that are playing 5M will likely move to whatever the next generation alternative will be with the next GTA game,
Oh, definitely.
which is going to be wild. Like, I wonder how that's going to advance kind of RPing, because if you go to Twitch right now and you watch GTA, you watch someone playing GTA, 90% of it is RP. Same with Red Dead.
Yeah. I do feel like Rockstar will definitely get a little handsy
Yeah,
because, for example, I don't think if someone just wanted to make an RP server where everything is free, I
yeah,
don't think Rockstar will allow that because they're going to be like, well, no, you're taking away from our game because we have online and we charge money for the cars and clothes. And if you're just hosting our game pretty much for free with everything unlocked, like, where's our benefit? You know what I mean? I really wonder how they're going to treat things like that, which is going to kind of hurt the roleplay community.
yeah. I'm curious too, and yeah, I agree, T man. Like the developers that put in a lot of work, it's crazy to create like a different experience like no other in Red Dead. Yeah, like the prospect of them just swooping in and either A, ending it, or B, like, charging money for it or something.
Yeah,
Um,
that sucks.
I think that's a real like prospect to consider. I don't know whether it'll happen or not, but definitely something to pause and think about. That is for sure. Because again,
I could definitely see more paid servers. Like if you've ever played 5M, there's a lot of people who do like the whole whitelist server thing, blah blah blah.
well, maybe that's what the GTA Plus subscription will get you in the future. Access to
Maybe.
those. You get your GTA Plus subscription, get you access to play GTA Online, which the last GTA was free, and get you access to play
Right.
Red M or 5M, which, well, if you had a copy of the game, it would have been free before. And they just become,
Right.
because I think, you know what, they're so happy with the money they made from shark cards, from the probably 20% of people that have played GTA 5 that play GTA Online, which is still millions of people. Now they want to get the money from probably the 70 to 80% of people that don't play the current iteration of GTA Online. So they do that through things like we talked about, like the, selling different liveries for cars, shit
Right.
like that, and the story mode.
It's definitely interesting. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. That's all we can really do is just wait and see what happens.
Yeah, and no, you're right.
Sometimes that's the worst part though too.
Yeah, I would agree. And T-Man, you're right. Those scripts cost money. Hosting costs money. Maintaining a server costs money. So server owners are incurring these costs. Smaller ones, like you're talking about, are not probably making any money. They might be breaking even,
Exactly.
or maybe getting paid for like a little bit of time. They're devoting
Yeah,
like
that's
50 minutes time.
that's what sucks because it's like if they're also going to end up having to pay like Rockstar a fee,
Yeah,
you're going to have all these different people paying Rockstar to host a server, and you're just going to end up with all these servers that are dormant or people just stop playing because the rules Rockstar makes it too dumb. It's going to be tricky.
yeah. We're gonna, it's gonna see what happens. Now, the ones that will feel the clapback, though, I bet you, and I wish I had the investigative journalism skills. I bet you there's some huge servers that are making money though, like making.
Oh yeah,
bank.
there's No Pixel, the one XQC plays and like all the big YouTubers play.
Man, XQC, what a guy.
What a guy.
Oh man, I'm glad he's in
What a
Quebec and not
goblin.
like. Yeah, I think he only lives there. I don't know if where he's from. A couple hours, like 20 hours from here. Canada's a big place, but
Yeah,
but
our society has an issue with making some of the most interesting characters famous.
yeah, it's wild, man. It's wild. But they're all going to be talking about one thing, and that's this. I'm so happy.
Oh, yeah.
I knew I should have believed Mr. Boss for the win when he said today was the day for the
Today was the day.
812th time.
Sir Nando had the copy already. I don't know why people didn't believe him.
I saw even Lispy Jimmy tweeted today.
Really? Yeah. See, they've had their copies. They've been ready.
Yeah, T-Man. Like, for DRB, there's Ko-fi supporting for those who want to help maintain the cost of the server. They get perks. And, Rockstar could take that away. I hope they don't.
Yeah. Rockstar can start cutting back and being, hey, your server is like violating our policies or something, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's scary times. I mean, it's for if you had a small server or if you have a Red M server or 5M server in general, I think it's and if it's a business and not for fun, and not just for fun, then I would be, worried.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I saw Franklin, well Sean, I guess their servers is it shut down? What happened?
Yeah. I think I've discussed this with you. His server was really strange. He wasn't involved in it really in any way. He just kind of put his name and brand on it, and then some other guy ran it pretty much.
Just to get people in there for whatever reason.
Yeah,
right?
like an elaborate ruse type of thing going on. It's really interesting.
You weren't going to run into Franklin just playing around?
Nope. Not Frankie boy.
No, I wonder if we're going to see Franklin or Michael in the next game.
I would hope so.
Remind me the ending. Did Michael could die in the ending, couldn't he?
Yeah, the canon ending is the one where they all live though.
Okay, yeah.
Because Franklin isn't on. Now that you mention it, I guess they never really mention which one's canon. Because the only one who appears in online is Franklin.
Yeah, we don't see Trevor online, do we?
Yeah, or Michael. So I guess we would never know.
Do you think they'll do any GTA Online tie-ins to kind of wrap GTA Online up with the next GTA game?
I think so.
Maybe that's the last Michael mission.
They did something in GTA Online to tie up link together Red Dead. Like they had a crossover where if you got did all these quests, you got a weapon in Red Dead 2.
Yeah. Oh, Trevor
so
is
maybe
online,
they could do the same.
Okay. I know Trevor
Phillips
Industries is. I just couldn't remember if he was.
Oh yeah, I don't remember. I never remember seeing him. I just know Ron was in it, and their brands and things like that. But okay,
I do.
I don't play online, so.
The last update I would like to see, because, I'll dabble in GTA Online. I played the agency stuff a little bit because I thought that was kind of cool. Because, it was Dre, and, I was going to play that. And a couple other things, and the Franklin, the short trip stuff with Lamar. So it was cool seeing those story characters come back to GTA Online. It would be nice if they wrapped it up with a Michael one.
That would be pretty cool.
Yes, man, I agree. And yeah, T-Man, Red Dead Roleplays allowed you to continue to make content in Red Dead 2 since they started putting minimal effort in Red Dead Online. Absolutely would, man, and you're really good at it, dude.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that every night. You're a champ, man. I would just, after I played RP'd for, probably the entire month of August, not this year, but the year before, I was going crazy, man. I'd have trouble separating the character from myself. I'd leave the house and be like, I'm going to the store! My wife would be like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, people who can do RP and make good content out of it, they're champs. Because I've tried, and I work full time, so I don't have time to sit in these RP servers all day. And that's how much it takes. It takes hours to get 5-10 minutes of funny footage.
Oh yeah,
and that's with splicing and editing and cutting out all the dead air.
One of the hardest things is it's good if you know people. I always have a good time with Luke and T-Mad when I run into them
Yeah.
with it. But unless you're like playing with a bunch of people it could be tough, and it's
Oh yeah.
you have a complicated set of rules for someone who might be new to RPing, learning what meta is, what meta isn't,
Right.
dealing with making mistakes, which people will make. Some people will be understanding, like in real world. Some people will be dicks. One thing that
Yeah.
is challenging with kind of 5M Red M servers are you gotta really interact with people no matter what. Like if you run into people, you gotta navigate it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Like for me, I've tried doing Red Dead Online. Like I wanted to do a series like role playing and making a character and having fun. And I joined a server, and so many servers on Red Dead Online are not online, but Red Dead roleplay. They're whitelisted, so you have to like wait days or apply.
you know what
And then the ones
oh, go ahead, man.
I was gonna say like the servers you can join, like the people in there are very strange. Like they won't talk. I'll be like, hey, where is everyone? Like, I want to, make some friends and actually role play, and nobody will talk.
That's always discouraging, man.
Yeah, you finally find somebody, and they're like a shop owner, and they're just doing their own thing. And I'm like, well, this isn't content. Like, I can't do anything here. I can say, hey, you got anything for sale, partner? And they'll be like, yeah, take a look. And that's it. I'm like, wow, okay.
And like, that's why I like it in short doses, because I like doing crazy shit. And it's so much work. Like I remember, I bought some stuff from T-Mad's character. I bought a whole bunch of lockpicks. And, a couple days later, I went in to rob a bank, but I blew myself up. And, I lied to the cops. But, that was a fun experience. But I screwed up kind of somewhat of a complex rule about like, oh, I had to wait 2 minutes and I could stand up, but I shouldn't have got up because they were calling a doctor. And, and the guy was a dick. Like he was a dick about it. Like I could hear him be like, yeah, this guy just doesn't get it. Because
you fail RP, bro.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Like the guy just, so, there's good and bad experiences with it. But I'd really recommend DRB, man. I've had a really good time on that server.
Yeah, I'll have to, I'll look into that.
Come ride with me and Mr. Luke Baxter there, man. We
Heck yeah.
Shenanigans.
But yeah, I used to be an admin on a server. It was super fun. A lot of people didn't like me, but it was fun because I was pretty much like I was in college at the time.
Yeah.
And so I would just, be doing my assignments, writing a paper, and I would just be flying around the map watching people, like making sure they weren't doing stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
I would always catch like, content creators, like YouTubers trying to make like their next like troll compilation. And I would just watch them, and they would run people over, or like just start shooting a bunch of random people. And I'd pause them and be like, hey, what are you doing?
Oh my God.
They'll be like, oh, get a job, man. You just do this all day. You're a nerd. And I'm like, nah, I'm just having fun kicking you out. Bye. And I'd ban them. You know what I mean? It's like,
absolutely.
It was fun.
It is, man. And, there's complexities to it that, it requires deliberate and intentional effort from the player to understand how to do RP versus jumping into Red Dead Online. As long as you know the buttons and what to do and can read what's on your screen, you're good to go. Yeah,
I miss it. I used to do some fun role plays. Like I would do like a Bigfoot role play. Like I went into Mount Chiliad with a friend. I think that's what it is. It's like the mountain that in the middle there's like a waterfall type of thing going on.
Yeah.
And I took a friend with me, and I killed him as Bigfoot. And he, like, before I killed him, he, sent a message to the police, like, oh my God, I saw this, like, big guy, and he stabbed me, or he, like, bit me.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm dying over it. And, like, those kind of role plays are fun. And you always have, like, the one loser who's like, come on, man, Bigfoot's not real. This is fail RP. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and it's, as people get better at it, it's a lot of fun. Like, I know in kind of recent things, like, had a blast with T-Mad's character, and and Luke's character. I accidentally choked out T-Mad's character. I haven't seen him since. So, also that particular lawman interaction, guess where he is in the server anymore, bro? I don't know. I don't even know who it was. I just know that I was like, well, that, I tried to move forward. But man, I haven't felt so low playing the game like, okay, yeah, I'll go back and take a look at the rules and such. But it was complex. That's kind of
Yeah, I've had the same. I remember one time when I was role playing on 5M. I was an admin at the time, and I got demoted because I just as like a little fun Halloween thing, because it was Halloween.
Yeah.
I picked one of the there's like an NPC in the game files, the lady who is drowned at the bottom of the ocean.
Okay.
I picked that NPC, and I would like spawn behind people and scare them. And it was just all in fun because it was Halloween, like whatever. And then I one of the server owners, like one of the higher ups, like was like, "Hey buddy, join Discord." And I was like, "Hello?" And he's like, "Hey, that's not realistic, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, but it's Halloween, everyone's having fun, everybody's laughing, it's and they're like, "Yeah, that's fine, but we're gonna have to demote you." I was like, "Wow, okay."
Oh, all the drama, and yeah, people with that mindset. I agree, T-Mad. The best people in RP are ones that want to be helpful, want to create that good experience for everyone, have to be patient, man. Have to be understanding because there's going to be a constant influx of new players or people that might not play it that frequently. That will do their best to kind of get it 100, but there could be complex scenarios. But yeah, DRB is. I recommend checking it out, Cam. It's a lot of.
Yeah, I'll look into that.
Yeah, it's very kind of open, and the experience I had isn't really indicative of. That's like a small percentage of kind of like hours upon hours upon hours that have been really, really positive. And it is I don't think there's any whitelist involved. I don't think. I think it's just kind of a Discord whitelist.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up then. That sounds fun. I definitely want to try it again. Maybe after I finish my Cyberpunk run, because I've been hooked.
Oh man, it is awesome. And yeah, T-Man, I have a question for you, buddy. So what would you like to see? What's kind of like if you had a wish list? I know you've done a lot of development stuff in Red M. What would your wish list be for like the next generation of RP to be able to do? Is there UI elements that you'd like to be easier? Or do you have a wish list? Oh, Law Luke, I agree, my dude. Part of the reason you left Law in DRB is because you're so scared of messing up and getting into trouble. All the paperwork. Yeah, it felt like... kudos to people that like RPing Law. I work all day.
Oh, no.
It feels like a job. Like...
I can't. I tried being a cop when I was in GTA roleplay. My God, like they treat it like real life. Like I'm unpaid. I'm just a police intern.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Like they'd make me have like a whole notepad with police codes, and I literally got fired because I was like, I'm pulling over a black car, and they're like, "You got the codes wrong. You're supposed to say a 1049 on a Sonora freeway." I'm like, bro, this is a video game.
Yeah, you're like, I'm good, but some people eat that up, man. They love it.
Yeah, they like it.
And kudos to them. I definitely don't. I like the idea of being the law in a lawless land without having paperwork.
Right. No, I definitely had to be citizen. I had to just go citizen mode. See, Daggy James, he knows all about those notepads. Shit.
And T-Man's right, though. Follow the rules. Don't get involved in the politics. Like people say in DRB.
Oh, no. When I played 5M, I made a character who looked like a certain president with a blonde hair, and I'd be like, "All right, guys, what's going on here?"
Oh my God!
And then one of the admins was like, "Hey, you can't do that," and I was like, "What am I doing? I'm just in character. That's all."
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I'd be like, "I'm just the mayor here in San Andreas. What's the problem?"
That's awesome.
And they would be like, "All right, you gotta change. You can't do that." I'm like, "Fine."
Oh, I know.
You win this time.
That shit's funny. And Luke, I agree. Laws being fun, but criminal is a lot of stress off your shoulders because you got me when you're being a criminal sometimes.
Oh yeah. I used to be I was in Vagos in 5M. There was like a really big Vagos gang. Like they had gang wars. The owner was the Ballas and we were the Vagos, and we had our own little hideout. We would have meetings and stuff. Roll call so dope.
It's really indicative to how big it is. And yeah, too,
Yeah.
man, not everyone is, but a lot of talks of people get involved in politics, try to change stuff. Oh yeah, and the
Hmm.
thing is, one thing with RP servers, it's gonna draw a lot of people in, including a big subset of people who fucking love drama.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it goes with the
Daggy
territory, man.
says
If you work with actors,
Daggy says, to be honest, following rules is where it's at. He's good. He's a good Samaritan.
It
He
is,
just
man.
hops in,
Follow them
sits,
rules.
but he just sits behind that counter and does his job. Can't go wrong with that.
No, I know there's a. I do like the notepad animation in DRB. I think it's pretty damn cool, actually. All right, see if there's anything else. I don't really have too much else. I want to thanks everyone, though, for helping me hit 5,000 subscribers. It might drop below that, might go
yeah.
above that. But appreciate you all from the early OGs like T-Mad and Luke. I appreciate you, man, and appreciate chatting to you, Cam. Do you got anything you want to shout out? You have a channel, don't you?
Yeah, go check me out, guys. I do drama videos. I'm trying to get on that commentary game. But I do some funny like gaming news updates and whatnot. So come show some love. Come check me out. I'm always down for a good discussion or even a debate.
Yes, man. It was good talking to you. I'm just
Oh yeah.
just over some COVID and I'm feeling fine, but the voice is kind of struggling a bit. So I'm gonna start shut up here now. I'm gonna throw your channels
Appreciate you. Yeah.
stuff in here.
Come show some love. You can always see me on Twitter trolling people, cussing people out, having fun.
Yeah, it's always fun. I see some of your tweets, man. Have a good laugh at them. Have a good laugh at them.
Yeah, I had a there's like a there's a Fortnite creator who's like a very large Fortnite creator
Yeah.
who follows me, and he says he can't publicly like interact with my tweets because he's like a sponsor of Epic. And I'm like, I get it. He's
Oh
like,
my
no,
gosh.
but I agree with you, you're funny, because like, for the most part, I just cuss like trolls out all day. Like, some people say just ignore the trolls. Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna get my Twitter revenue.
That's funny. That's funny, man. All right, everyone. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I'll probably be back with some streams. Maybe later tonight, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, but pretty soon either way, and some upcoming videos. Thanks for dropping in,
Oh, yeah.
Daggy, T-Mad, Luke, anyone else that we saw around. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to shut up and let this voice quiet down.
See you around, buddy. Peace out, man.